Before we get into the deck profile today, I just want to kind of bump up the Rivals 2 announcement. So this is a tournament hosted by myself and Metaphos in partnership with the Retro Reborn circuit. It will be happening from November 29th to 30th online through our Discord, which is in the description below if you want to join. There's going to be some amazing prizes if you want to play some online REDU. This is the best chance to do it. Prizing includes an Ultimate Rare First Ed Deck Devastation Virus, a paid hotel room to the RRC IRL Major, and custom-made cloth playmats for all of top 8 that will be mailed to you. So hope to see you guys there. If you want to play some competitive REDU, this is your best chance. And I've actually got a small kind of leak of what the playmat is going to look like. And that is this. So if you like Wind Up, if you like this design, join up, play in the tournament. Everything, again, is absolutely free, and we're doing everything at cost to us. So hope to see you guys there. Let's make this Rivals bigger than the last one.
Hey guys, what is up? It is Pudding here with another REDU deck profile. This is a list that is pretty uniquely mine and something I've been working on for a while. This is my preferred version of Hero Beat for the format. I consider this pure Bubblebeat because we're not playing any Sparks or any Hero Blasts, which are things that kind of interfere with the Bubbleman ODK. Now, this deck can grind, but it can also just kill your opponent turn 1 or turn 2 after a little bit of setup. So let's get into it. I really like how this deck plays, and I hope you give it a shot. To start off, we're playing a 1 legal copy of Stratos. He is a 1-card XYZ. You summon him, you search your Bubbleman, set your hand, make a play, and then this build plays multiple Call of the Haunteds, and it plays Warrior Returning Alive to continuously have 1-card power pushes and kind of burn through your opponent's back row. Stratos also has the popping effect, which is really useful to remove back row. Then the one non-hero we're playing is the Photon Thrasher. He's big. He unclogs your hand if you open like 2 or 3 monsters, which is nice, and he gives you more plays. He's also a row to target. Plus he can get over armor, which is something this deck struggles with a lot more than the standard hero list. Then we play 3 Alias. You're just playing him as a beatstick and a light monster for Shining, and super poly target. So he is amazing in this deck, but he does not have, like, there's no G-Spark, no Hero Blast with him. He's just a beater. And he enables OTK lines with him being a warrior and a light for Shining. And the hero of the deck, and what makes this deck special, is we're not playing 2, we're not playing 1, we're playing 3 Bubbleman. And this is actually the full monster count, so we're playing 8 monsters. And that just means Bubbleman is almost always live, and with the way this deck kind of works through resources, a lot of the times you will actually be able to resolve his effect to Pot of Greed, to just draw 2 and special summon him when he's the only card you have, which is a very cool feature of the deck. And that's it, 8 monsters. Now for the traps, we got double copies of Call of the Haunted. It's just Monster Reborn on Stratos, and like, obviously, this plus E-Call is an OTK. You just summon Stratos, special Bowman, overlay for like Excalibur, detach, call back Stratos, add Bowman, make a Blade Armor. That's over 8,000, so it's like a very easy 2-card OTK. You can also use it to end phase Stratos back and pop back row. Tons of cool uses. 2 Bottomless, just a solid trap. This deck kind of plays like Wind Up, where it ends on like a combo / OTK, but it also has the ability to play a stun game where you just sit behind live back row. And pretty much, unlike regular Hero Beat variants, every one of the cards you draw when you don't see your engine is going to be live, right? Like with Hero Beat, sometimes you draw multiple Gemini Sparks or like a Hero Blast without other engine, and those cards are useless. Every other card in this deck that you will draw will be some sort of like defense or utility, which I really like. And the reason I cut the Sparks and cut that engine was because I found myself wanting to go for OTK pushes, and then you have to set your Gemini Spark. If you're setting your Gemini Spark, you can't use it defensively, and you kind of want to use that alias to overlay anyway. So I just thought this was like a better way and resulted in less dead hands. Then we got a Judgment, a Road. You need this because you set your whole hand a lot. Double copies of Deep Prison, double Torrential, and double Solemn Warning. It's a very heavy trap count. Very good defense through the traps. And then spells, Dark Hole, Reborn, 1 Warrior Returning Alive. I like this more than 3 Call because you can set it and use it in the same turn. And this is like a very basic OTK. If you have like Stratos and a Miracle Fusion in this, you can summon this, add the Bubble Man, like a lot of the times, and then special summon. You can overlay for like a Blade Armor or something, detach. And then you can Warrior Returning Alive back the Bubble Man, the same Bubble Man you just detached to go off, which you can't do with a call for like a first turn kill. Because if you have a Shining plus Excalibur, you only need a tiny bit more damage to go for lethal. And Bubble Man does that, or if you like Hero Lives, that also does it as well. So the other ones are playing 2 Duality for consistency. Just set up your OTK or set up your Power Push to E-Call. It's semi-limited in the format, but this just increases our monsters and increases the consistency of the deck. And heroes, this is a very consistent list compared to what heroes do in Edison. We got 2 Super Poly. I think this is one of the best cards in the format, and the matchups heroes typically struggle with, like 6 Sams and potentially Dino Rabbit. This just outs their problematic cards. Like you get rid of their Sheehan and you usually just win the game off that. It can also be used to OTK even more. And yes, it has the same problem that Spark has, where sometimes it's just dead, but if you're going for a play, I'd much rather have this as backup. It also breaks like a full wind-up board. If they go first turn Shock Lock, then you just set a card so you can't get warninged or judgmented and Super Poly, and you fuse away their Zen Mighty the next turn, and then you have an Ab-Zero that they have to clear, which is pretty strong. 2 Hero Lives, more consistency and more easy OTKs. Pay half your life, special hero from your deck, just gets you Stratos. So with the double E-Call, double Duality, double Hero Lives, and the Rhoda, there's so many ways to see your Stratos first turn. 2 MST in the main, 2 is all you need. You have Stratos' popping effect for the rest, and we cite other cards against the problematic Bloodgate decks, and 1 Heavy Storm. And then lastly, 1 Rhoda, and the best card in the deck and what makes this deck so strong, 3 Miracle Fusion. This deck also top decks better than pretty much 90% of the decks in the format, which makes it really fun to play. Let's go into the extra. I play 3 Shining. 3 may seem like overkill, but I've lost games before where I only had 2 Shining and I needed a 3rd, so I put the 3rd back in. And then we play the rest of our heroes, 1 Nova Master, 1 Tornado, 1 Gaia, 1 Zero, and 1 Escuridao, just so we have all the targets for Super Poly. I don't play the Draco Quest. I might do, but I think that's more of like a niche application. 1 Stardust Dragon for the road, and then for the extra deck, we're just concentrating on what I think the best cards are. So 1 Maestroke, 2 copies of the Heroic Challenger Excalibur, Champion Excalibur. He's better, in my opinion, than the Blade Armor Ninja, just because a lot of the times you will make a push like Shining Excalibur, which hits for, I believe, 72 on average, and then your opponent's at 800 life, and a lot of the times that just means making a second one of these, and running over anything lower than 32 is lethal. So I found myself needing the second copy of this more than the second copy of the Blade Armor Ninja. And then finally we have Papal Operative. It's a warrior, so you can make it into rivalry, and this deck can have troubles with Spirit Reaper, and this deals with that. And then lastly, a Shockmaster. A lot of times you can go for like really elaborate OTK things, and this just allows you to play through things like Dragon Cores. Then let's get into the side deck. I'm playing 1 Thunder King. Thunder King kind of clogs your board sometimes. He's an amazing side card, but I don't like siding in too many of him, because then you have to side out Hero Engine, and you have those hands where you just have like 3 monsters in Hero Beat or in Bubblebeat, which are awful, because they essentially mean you can't do anything for 2 turns. 1 Thrasher. This card is amazing against Geargia. It's just a Cyber Dragon that runs over armor, and it also helps unclog your hand. So it helps bait out back row, and then you can commit your Stratos or your whatever you need to commit. 2 Imps for Dark World. Feel like it's needed. 2 Rivalry, best Floodgate in the format. Needle Sealing, 2 Shadow Mirror, 2 Noblemen, 2 R, really good. Non-targeting destruction, equal to the number of heroes you control, and people usually wait for you to summon something in this deck, because you're usually going for an XYZ, so they hold. And great against windups for like Factory and Messenger of Peace and stuff. The last Super Poly and the last MST. So I hope you guys like the deck profile and give it a try. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you guys have a great day. Cheers.